everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Daria, and today's practice is called heart and hips. So we'll be working into some really deep opening postures for the heart as well as the hips, and then seeing if we can feel the ripple effect of this opening through the full body and then also off of the mat as we step into the rest of our day. So for this practice, you just need yourself in a space to move, maybe a couple of yoga blocks if you know you like to practice with them. And whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll start from child's pose. So find your way there, bringing the tips of your toes together, spread your knees wide, and then settle your sit bones back towards your heels as you crawl your fingertips forward. Grow long through your spine, and then allow your elbows to rest to the mat. And you can relax either your forehead or your chest and your chin down. Close your eyes and take a few moments to just let everything drop. Imagine it's like you're melting a layer of your skin off of your body, anything that's gotten stuck to you from the day so far or the week that has gone by. And as you settle into your physical body, start to drop your breath deeper into the core of your pelvis with every inhalation. And then with every exhalation, continue the process of melting and unwinding. Let's take a couple clearing breaths all together to assist with this drop. Start by letting go of all of your air. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling to the tops of the lungs. And a big sigh out of your mouth. Audible exhale, let it go. And now bask in all the sensations of release that result from that clearing of the breath. Now start breathing in and out through your nose. Feel the breath travel from the tailbone all the way up your spine and beyond the crown of your head with your inhalations. And with the exhalations, feel the breath massaging down the sides of your spine and deep into your hip creases. Just take 2 more rounds here. Begin to press into your palms and find your way up into a tabletop, coming onto your hands and your knees. Spread down into your palms and your fingers. Now, root into both hands and take a big step out to the side with your right foot. Bring the sole of your foot down flat, spinning all 5 toes to point forward and pressing into your pinky toe as much as your big toe. Take some cat-cows here. On your inhalation, feel your belly expanding and softening toward the earth as your heart pulls forward. Lift your eyes to the sky. As you breathe out, press down, round in through your core, tuck your chin to your chest, and close your ribs, spreading the breath into your back body. Now, a few at your own pace with the breath. Inhaling to arch, tailbone up. Back of the head is like reaching to the tailbone. And then on your exhale, press down, rounding the spine. Neutralize, press into your right palm. Inhale and lift your left fingertips to the sky, turning your right rib cage towards your left. Take 1 more breath in here. See if you can twist open a little bit more from the waistline up. And then as you breathe out, thread the needle, keeping the extended right leg. Left shoulder comes through and down. Relax your left ear to the mat. And then you can continue pressing into your right palm and possibly walk left hand and right foot more toward one another, maybe even creating a connection there. Steady your hips and notice that the more you press into the outer edge, the pinky side of your right foot, the more you'll feel a sensation of opening into your outer hip, your right IT band, and the external side of the shin, the outer side. Keep breathing, keep the breath soft into the low belly. press into your right palm. Unwind, coming back into a counter twist, left fingertips rising to the sky. And then breathe out, land your left palm. Flip your right toes up to the sky, leg is still extended. And then here, settle your hips back towards your left heel for an extended leg child's pose. Your sit bone might rest to the left heel, or it might wiggle inside of the heel if it's available to you. Then walk your fingertips forward and just melt here for a couple of rounds. Now breathing to the inner side of the leg, the adductor muscles and the inner groin. Start to press down. Make your way back up to the half kneeling position, left knee down. We're gonna press the right toe down, right big toe, and roll over the big toe mound, bending at your knee to bring the pelvis to the mat. Now, right knee stays extended out straight in line from your hip. So we're creating a 90-degree angle, and then you can lower your forearms to the mat. So landing in a half frog, kind of a funky transition. So just meet me here. Drag your elbows a little bit back towards your hip bones so that you can broaden the heart space, open your collarbones, and then feel for any unnecessary holding in your right glute or hip. See if you can just let the ground hold you, releasing those activations. Press through the inner part of the right foot, keeping your toes brightly flexed. And then stay here, or you can lift your elbows and start to walk your palms closer to your torso. But as you do this, avoid creating any crunchy sensations in your low back. If you start to feel the low back in pain or discomfort, back off a little and then see if you can lift through your pelvic floor so your low belly is energized. Draw your shoulder blades together and stretch from the base of your heart forward. Let's take one more inhalation here. Good. Now on your exhalation, you can stay on palms or forearms, wherever you are. We're just going to simply roll to the outer left hip. From here, draw right fingertips in front of you and draw your right foot in front of your left thigh, but leave a little space between them, about a foot's distance. Then, if you're not on your left palm, see if you can come up onto it and begin to settle into a side body stretch here, where your shoulder is actually rising toward your ear. So rather than pressing the ground away from you, let yourself sink into it so you can find the expansion in the left side body. Eyes can look back over your right shoulder. And just take a couple of breaths. Now, begin to draw your left knee toward the back of your right foot. So bending the knee a little. Dig down into your left palm, your right fingertips, right foot, and knife edge of left foot. Start to press into the earth and see if you can rise your hips into a modified side plank. Right fingertips reach for the sky. Right foot might walk a little more forward if there's space in your hips. You can even play with lifting the heel. Then press straight back through your left big toe as you reach the crown of your head forward. Take one more breath in and draw right bicep beside your ear, arm all the way overhead. As you breathe out, softly, gently lower the outer left hip back to the mat. You can bend the left knee to do this. From here, we'll roll to the sit bones, so facing the back of the mat, and keep your legs as they are, so when you land, you'll find yourself in a seated figure 4 position, hopefully. If you're not there, find it now. So hooking the right ankle outside of the left thigh, flex your toes actively. And then the closer you draw left heel towards your body, the more sensation of opening you'll feel. If it's too intense, you can walk the foot away from you. Take a couple gentle rocks side to side, massaging open the right hip. Walk your left foot possibly a little more forward, depending how close it is to you. Spin all 10 fingertips to point forward. Take a breath in to prepare. And then as you breathe out, press into your 2 hands and your left foot to bridge your hips up to the sky. Energize your left sit bone toward the back of your knee, activating the glute. Widen your right knee and possibly drop your head back to be supported in the shoulder girdle. One more breath here. Really lift the hips. And breathe out and softly bring both sit bones back to the mat. Stretch both feet and your legs forward, and then just gently roll through the left side all the way back down onto your belly. And we'll take a few rounds of active cobra here just to light up the back body. So plug down into your toenails. Imagine you're squeezing something between your inner thighs. Notice when you light up that activation, there's a natural lifting of energy that rises from the pelvic floor all the way up through your spine. Take an exhale. Next inhale, float your heart and float your hands. Really try to grow long, like your sternum is being pulled forward. Squeeze your elbows back. Keep pressing your feet down as though someone's hands were pressing them into the earth. Take one more breath in here, lift a little higher. Exhale, release. 2 more times. Inhale, press down, lift, heart and hands floating. Firm your thighs, activate your glutes. Take another inhale, lift. Exhale, release back down. Last time. Inhale, float your heart, float your hands. This time, float your feet, float your thighs as well. Continue hugging the midline through the inner thighs and through your elbows. Big breath in, spread your toes. Good, breathe out, lower down, palms by your ribs, and press back up onto your hands and your knees. We'll take all of this to the second side. So from tabletop, take a big step out to the side with the left foot, rooting the sole of the foot flat, all 5 toes spinning forward. 3 rounds of cat-cows. Inhale, arch your back. Tailbone up, activate your back body, open into your core, heart forward, eyes to the sky. Breathing out, press down, swallow in through your core. Belly button like it's magnetized to your spine and chin to chest. Again, inhale to arch. Exhale, round. Come back to your steady, deep, full breaths in and out through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Find neutrality in your spine. Press into your left palm. Inhale. Right fingertips rise to the sky and create a twist that revolves the left side of your ribs toward the right side of your ribs. One more inhale here. Catch more length in the spine. Exhale, thread the needle. Right shoulder to the mat, sliding all the way through. You can bring the side of your face down and then play with connecting right hand to outer left foot if it's available. No worries if not. Find steadiness into your hips and then breathe down the side line of the left leg, the outer line. Press into your left palm and unwind. Breathing in, stretch the right fingertips high. Breathing out, right palm lands, left toes flip up to face the sky. And then the hips melt back toward the right heel, maybe inside of the right heel. Settling into this extended leg child's pose just for a couple of breaths. You can melt the elbows or you can keep them lifted if you'd like. Claw into your fingertips and maybe tent up through the palms to open more into the lats and down the sidelines of your body. Begin to come forward once again onto your right knee. Spin your left toes to point forward, then roll over your toes, coming down with the pelvis, inner left thigh to the ground, and create a 90-degree angle with the knee. And then walk your forearms down to the mat just to take a couple breaths here, even if you are gonna rise up onto your palms. You can close your eyes if it helps you to really feel internally, checking for tension that you don't need. Checking for what's resisting gravity. After a few breaths, maybe press into your palms and float your elbows. possibly walking the palms in a little closer to your body. Feel the expansion and the stretching forward of the heart as your spine continues to elongate. Imagine the roof of your mouth is growing skyward. Big inhalation here. Exhale, from wherever you are, roll to your outer right hip. Walk the left fingertips in front of your body and the left foot in front of your right thigh. And then set yourself up for the side body stretch that feels good to you. You could be on a forearm, just melting right here, or maybe you're up on your palm for a little more intensity, opening, fanning open into the ribs of the right side body. Now bend your right knee and really dig down into the knife edge of the right foot. Press to what's connected to the earth and begin to lift your pelvis up to the sky into a modified side plank. Again, adjusting the stance as needed for you. Just let it be intuitive. Let it feel good for you. The right side of your body here is contracting. Ribs are hugging toward hips. Left side body, opposite is happening. Try to create more space from the left hip bone all the way through the ribs, and then reach forward with the left fingertips, extending that line. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, land your outer right hip back down to the mat, and in the same exhalation, keep left ankle hooked outside of right thigh and roll to a seat facing the back of your mat. Landing in seated figure 4. Here, massaging a couple of breaths into the hips as you rock gently side to side. Re-energize the flexing of the left toes. Point your fingertips forward. Adjust your stance as you need to come up into the reverse tabletop. Breathing in to prepare. Breathe out, press down, drive down through the right heel, right sit bone wrapping toward the earth. Widen the left knee, and then as the hips rise, let the head fall back if it's okay on your neck. Open your throat. One more deep inhale breath. Exhale to softly release your hips back to the mat. Lift your head and then stretch both feet forward. Roll through the right side and then onto your belly once again. This time, interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. Hug the heels of your hands together if you're able, and then magnetize your elbows while keeping them a little bit bent. Take a breath in, press down into your hips, lift your heart, and reach your fingers to the back of your space. Really, really squeeze your whole back body. Take one more breath in, lift a little higher. Good, breathe out and release. Bring your left ear to the mat and the tops of your hands down beside you. Just rest in a belly down shavasana for a moment. Turn your chin forward. Interlace your fingers again, this time the opposite way. Heels of the hands together. Now, on your inhalation, lift your heart, lift your hands, and then lift the tops of the feet and the tops of the thighs as well this time. Just see how much you can grow back through your toes, forward through your heart, and then up away from the earth. Inhale. Exhale, release. Right ear to the mat. Tops of the hands down beside you. Just rest here. Deep inhale. And exhale. Look forward. Palms beside your ribs. Come through hands and knees. Tuck your toes. And then on an exhalation, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Find the four corners of your hands, both hands, and really, really anchor into them so you'll feel the mound of your thumb, the mound of your index finger, the pinky finger root, and then the heels of both hands. From there, tack down all 10 of your finger pads and really hug them back like you're clawing into deep soil. Do the same with your toes. Keep them spreading wide.
establishing solid anchor points into the earth. And then take the breaths in from the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet, up the lines of arms and legs, through the heart and the spine, all the way to the tailbone, letting it rise with the breath. With your exhales, just feel yourself grounding, rooting, settling. 2 more breaths here. Drive down even more energetically into hands and feet as you close the ribs and press your heart to your thighs. On your next inhalation, turn your eyes forward to your thumbs. As you breathe out, travel to a fold at the top of your mat. We'll take a little bit of a twisted fold. So pick up your left foot and step it behind the right one, but leave a little bit of distance between your feet, like a foot of distance or so, or hips distance apart. Flex your toes and roll to the knife edges of your feet. You can have a little bend in your knees here, and then allow your belly and your chest and the crown of your head to fold down. And you can rock a little side to side, maybe up on fingertips or hands to blocks if you need. With the legs crossed, we can notice more the opening down the sides of the legs once again. IT bands, sides of shins, even into the ankles and the feet. Now, roll the sole of the right foot flat so you can uncross the left foot and then switch. So now right ankle crosses behind the left one, feet hips distance-ish apart, rolling to the knife edges of both feet. As you do this, try to keep pressing outward through the big toe mounds. And then drop your head. As you're here, you can shake your head no, nod your head yes, relaxing the neck, relaxing the shoulders. Unwind your feet. Bring the feet together to touch, and then keeping the spine rounded, we'll take a slow roll up to stand. Squeeze in through your core, press into your big toes. Head stays super, super heavy all the way until the last moments. And then as the head starts to rise at the top, feel your shoulders roll away from your ears. Squeeze the tips of your shoulder blades toward one another and wrap your biceps forward so your palms spin forward. Take a deep inhale, press into the earth and stretch your arms wide to the side and then all the way skyward. Breathing out, draw your palms to prayer at heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, take a big dive down into a forward fold, staying elongated and stretchy through your spine as you go. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the crown of your head forward and your tailbone back. As you exhale, bring your palms down and step into a plank. We'll hold in plank for a few breaths, now heating up the front body. Let your shoulder blades spread away from one another so the back of your heart gets really puffy toward the sky. Draw in through your core, through your ribs. Charge your thighs, charge your glutes. And then grow. Heels back, crown of head forward. One more breath here. See if you can press the ground even more actively away from you. Breathe in, lean forward, shoulders over wrists. Breathe out, lowered chaturanga. Elbows hug the ribs, come halfway down. Untuck your toes. Breathe in, arc your heart forward into an upward facing dog. Really squeeze the shoulder blades, broaden the collarbones. Breathing out, belly button to spine, glides your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Drive into the space between thumbs and index fingers. Let the breath move through your body and feel the movement, feel the flow. Breathe in, lift your heels, look forward. Breathe out, bend your knees deeply. At the bottom of your exhalation, take a step or a little hop to the top of your mat, back into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, stretch it all out. And exhale, fold down. Breathe in, press through your feet, reverse swan dive, rise to standing, palms to the sky, gaze to your thumbs. Breathe out and draw your palms to prayer at heart center. We'll go 2 more rounds of Sun A, moving quicker now, linking the breath and the movement. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, diving down. Breathe in, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga, step or float back. Lower halfway. Breathe in, up dog, or maybe cobra, arcing through the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. See if you can float your heels maybe a little closer to the earth. Breathe in, look forward, lift your heels, bend your knees at the bottom of your exhalation. Step or float forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, catch length in the spine. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Breathe in with a flat back, rise to stand, arms wide, and then to the sky. Breathe out, palms to prayer, heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, long spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Breathe in, upward facing dog, heart forward. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Pause. See what you can feel in stillness. Spread your shoulder blades and try to create some space around your neck. Breathe in, lift your heels, bend your knees. Breathe out, step or float to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, just bow down. Breathe in, root big toes and pinky toes. Rise to standing, gaze to your thumbs. And then breathe out, draw your palms to prayer at heart center. Close your eyes. Take a moment here, just pausing. Send your awareness to your heart space. Take a few breaths right to that space. Let the breath clear away any congestion. Blink your eyes open. On your next inhalation, bend your knees deeply. Send the weight back to your heels, and then stretch your fingertips up to the sky so your biceps come beside your ears into chair pose, Utkatasana. Settle your shoulders down your back and then settle your hips so that you can sink even deeper into the chair. Now lift your chest and take an inhale through your full spine past the tips of fingers. As you exhale, stay low in your chair. Just reach your heart forward and your fingertips back, bowing your chest down over your thighs. Next inhalation, press into your right foot. Breathe in and rise to standing. As you go, draw your left knee toward your chest. Fingertips up to the sky. Steady into the balance through the right foot, feeling the 2 sides of the foot evenly rooted, big toe side and pinky toe side. Take a breath up your spine, growing longer. As you breathe out, press forward through both hands and your left foot. Flex your fingers and flex your toes. Now breathe here, squeezing your thighs. Keep drawing your core in and back. Soften your face, you got this. Next inhalation, begin to reach your arms and your left leg away from one another. So fingers float skyward, left foot hovers away from the earth, but don't put it down, just skim the mat. Then begin to cactus your elbows. Lean forward with your heart as you stretch your fingertips back and your left toes to the back of your mat. Finding airplane pose. Here, grow long. Let your left toes be dragged back and your sternum be dragged forward. Inhale. Breathe out, bend your right knee deeply. Start to reach your arms forward. Reach your left toes back and softly, gradually, intentionally step the left toes down behind you, landing hips distance away from right foot, and then sink your left knee. When your inhale comes, let it rise through your spine and through your fingertips into Anjaneyasana, kneeling warrior. As you breathe out, palms circle down to the mat. Pick up your left knee and see how softly you can step your right foot back into a plank. Breathe in, lean forward. Breathe out, chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Press through your right foot. Breathe in and stretch your left leg high, three-legged down dog. Breathe out, kick left heel towards sit bone, stack your hip, and begin circling through the left hip. Left side of your ribs, continue to spin downward toward the earth, and then just reverse the circles, easy circles. Square your hips, breathe in, kick high, three-legged down dog. As you breathe out, pick up your right heel, drive your left knee forward to chest, chin, nose, or forehead, and squeeze, finding a connection that you can breathe into for 3. For 2, you got this. Press the ground away. For 1, inhale, kick high. Exhale, step forward, left foot through to the top of your mat. Slow, intentional, deliberate step. Now, hug your inner thighs a little toward one another. Wrap your outer left hip back and then press down. Breathe in, rise to standing in a high crescent lunge. Back knee lifted, back heel lifted. Tuck your tailbone a little underneath of you. Settle into the roots of your legs, but then grow through your spine. Breathing in. Breathe out, pivot your back heel down, opening up into warrior 2, facing the long edge of your mat. Let your arms go wide. See if you can feel that you're trying to simultaneously bend and straighten your arms all at once, and this will create activation that radiates through the tips of your fingers. Feel your feet, feel your breath traveling through your torso. Next breath in, stretch forward through left fingertips. As you breathe out, either left elbow to your thigh, right arm to the sky, or fingertips can land inside of the left leg. Continue to wrap the left knee towards your arm, and then tuck your left sit bone underneath of you, elongate the lines of your waist, and begin to pivot through the side body. So left ribs wrapping toward right ones. Dig down into the pinky side of your right foot. Take one more breath in. Stay as you breathe out. Good, inhale. Exhale, press through both feet evenly. Rise back up to standing in warrior 2. Then on your inhalation, hug your inner thighs together so much so that left leg draws towards straight. Flip your left palm to the sky. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reverse triangle, arcing up and back, cinching the right side body, opening the left side. Draw your shoulder down your back. One more breath in, just grow longer. Now, breathing out, pick up your left toes, pivot them to point forward. Keep revolving in the direction of your reverse triangle to come down and around into a wide-legged forward fold. Send the crown of your head down toward the earth. And then just have a couple breaths here to explore. You might bend a knee and bend the other knee. You might place your hands to different positions and see how that feels. You can just make some waves through the spine or be still, whatever you feel. Next inhalation, root your fingertips. Find a halfway lift through your spine. As you exhale, walk your 2 palms to the top of your mat and pivot so all 10 toes are pointing forward. Lift your back heel, bend a little into your left knee, and then as you breathe in, we'll launch up into a standing L. Right leg reaches back, crown of head forward. Inhale here. As you exhale, just fold down, feet parallel or together at the top of the mat. Breathe in, halfway lift to grow the spine. Breathe out and melt, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bend the knees, sink the hips low and back, reach the fingertips up to the sky. As you exhale, send more weight into the heels so your toes can lift away from the mat. Inhale, grow your spine.
Exhale, bow, chest to thighs as fingertips reach back. Breathe in, press down and rise to standing in one-legged Tadasana. Right knee towards your chest, arms overhead. Breathe out, just steady your hips. Create an active press from your pelvis down through the left foot and then grow through your spine. It's like you're literally growing several inches. Breathe in. Breathe out, kick your right leg forward and both palms forward. Flex everything, squeeze everything. Keep your face relaxed. Effort and ease all at once. Breathe in, reach your arms to the sky. Float your right foot to hover beside the left one, skimming the mat, and then cactus your elbows. Right toes reach back, heart reaches forward, fingertips glide back. Breathing in, grow longer and longer and longer in airplane. Breathing out, keep this length. Imagine you're moving through honey. Reach your arms forward. Body is like suspended here. And then softly, gently place your right toes down to the back of the mat and land your knee. Squeeze inner thighs toward one another and rise into Anjaneyasana, fingertips high. As you breathe out, palms come down to the mat. Lift your back knee, soft step into plank. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Breathe in, finding upward facing dog, heart forward. Breathe out, hips back, downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, keep the left foot down and reach your right leg high, three-legged down dog. Then breathe out, bending at your knee, stack the right hip over the left one and begin making circles. Keep it sweet and easy. Go a couple times in each direction. Next inhalation, right leg rises high, three-legged down dog. Breathing out, lift your left heel, hug in through your core. Drive right knee through to chest, chin, nose, or forehead. Squeeze, holding for 3. Use your core for 2. For 1, inhale, kick high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, soft step forward, right foot to the top of your mat. Plug down into your feet and your big toes. Breathe in, press to the earth and rise to stand. Arms to the sky, high crescent lunge. Energize the lines of your legs. Energize your spine and your fingertips. Inhale, grow everything. Exhale, back heel spins down. Find your alignment for warrior 2 and let it be aligned inside out. Arms go wide. Really drive down into the knife edge of your back foot and then feel that your hips are sinking evenly, both sides of the pelvis even. Breathe in, reach forward, right fingertips to the top. Breathe out, extended side angle, either elbow to thigh or fingertips to the inside of your right foot. Wrap through your ribs as you tuck the right sit bone underneath of you and let your eyes revolve to the sky only as it becomes a part of the twist up through your spine. One more breath in. And stay for your exhale, anchor into your feet. Inhalation to prepare. Exhale, press down, rise back to standing in warrior 2. Use your obliques to lift. Then squeeze your feet together so much so that right leg comes straight-ish. Flip your right palm to the sky. Inhale, lengthen up through right side body. Exhale, arc up and back, reverse triangle. Hug everything toward the center column of your spine, but then stretch out away from it at the same time. One more breath in. Breathing out, pick up your right toes, spin them forward, and roll down and around into a wide-legged forward fold. Now this time, inhale right away into a halfway lift. As you exhale, bend your left knee, flip your right toes to the sky, and sink to Skandasana, low side lunge on the left. Keep your fingertips down. Inhale, rise through center. And exhale to the right side, Skandasana. Heel pivots a little bit in as the left toes point to the sky. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the left.
Just going back and forth a few more times at your own pace. If you'd like, play without the fingertips supporting. You can bring your palms to prayer and move at your own pace. If this doesn't feel good for you, you can just hang out in the wide-legged forward fold. One more each side, to the left and then to the right. Now, walk your fingertips forward and turn all 10 toes to point forward. Bend a little into your right knee, pick up your back heel, then press down. Inhale, launching into standing L. Left toes back, crown of head, reaching forward. And then exhale, just fold down. Feet together at the top of your mat. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Now walk your feet wider. Turn your toes so that they point to the top corners of the mat, and then sink into Malasana, hips toward the earth. Let your tailbone really anchor. Palms can come to prayer, or fingertips can stay down for more support if that feels more comfortable in your body. Close your eyes and try to concentrate on the softening of the creases of your hips here, all the while staying elongated through your spine and reaching your heart to your thumbs. Sweeten and soften your breath, nice and easy. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your fingertips down, turn your toes back to parallel and fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, Chaturanga Dandasana. Place the palms, step or float back, lower halfway. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Press through the left toes, breathe in, right leg high, three-legged down dog. Breathing out, come forward into a half pigeon. Right shin anywhere between 45 to 90 degrees at the top of the mat, and then walk your left toes back. We'll play seated upright for a couple rounds of breath. So keep your back toes tucked and walk your fingertips into the midline of your body. Maybe hands to blocks beside you or hands to your waist, or if it's available, hug right knee and left knee a little toward one another and stretch your fingertips up to the sky. Soften your shoulders. You can stay here, or you can create more and more length up your spine, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together, keep your pelvic floor lifted, and maybe lean a little bit back. But try to think of it more as the base of your heart reaching to the sky rather than like a hinging backward. When you're ready, start to fold yourself down into a sleeping pigeon. Bring your forearms down to the mat maybe, or to a block. Find somewhere to relax your head. Check in your individual body for where you habitually hold tension, or where you might be holding it today. So scan through your face, your jaw, your mouth, your tongue, your throat and your neck, your shoulders, arms, even hands and fingers. Spread the breath down your spine and through the crease of the right hip, wrapping into outer right hip, gradually softening and melting any tension. Last breath here. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Begin to rise back up to the palms. Curl your back toes under. Breathe in, preparing. As you breathe out, press down. Either step back into down dog, or you can flip into wild thing, rooting the left heel and left big toe, and then stepping right toes off the mat behind you. Take an inhalation to press your pelvis to the sky. Scoop the left shoulder blade underneath of you, and then just expand into your front body. When you're ready, find your way mindfully back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, left leg high, three-legged down dog. Breathing out, come forward, left shin to the top of the mat, aligning for half pigeon on the second side. Walk your right toes back. And then rise up onto your fingertips, and maybe you just stay here, seated upright, trying to puff the heart a little bit forward. Maybe fingertips beside you, maybe arms to the sky. Draw in through the lines of your waist, lengthen first. Everything's rising and lifting. Really feel the energy with your breath. And then maybe start to tip a little bit backward, leading the heart to the sky. When you're ready, start folding forward. Untuck your back toes and come down into your depth. Let everything get simple here. Close your eyes and just absorb the information, the signals that your body is sending you with every breath. Get softer and softer. Try to remain open to what you're feeling exactly the way that it is. Start to press down, lift your head, walk your hands in toward your body. Tuck your back toes, take a breath in, stacking shoulders over wrists. Breathing out, press down, lift your left knee and step into down dog or right away pivot into wild thing, anchoring the right heel and right big toe, and then glide your left leg back behind you off of the mat. You can take it easy. It doesn't have to be like a full most expansive wild thing you've ever taken, but just let it really, really feel good. Or if you're in down dog, just keep breathing up and down the spine. From wild thing, one more inhale. And let the exhale carry you back to down dog, using your core, stacking left side over right, and then pivot, toes forward, heels back. Let's take a spinal wave to clear. Inhale. Lift your heels, round forward, squeezing the front body, tuck your chin to your chest at the top of your plank. Exhale from the tip of your tailbone, arch your back and lift up and back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your heels and bring your knees down to the mats. Sit back to your heels and then come down to a seat, swinging the feet forward. Reach your fingertips to the top of the mat, palms to the sky. Breathe in. Breathing out, slowly roll to lying on your back. Going for 5. For 4, feel your core working. For 3. For 2. 1. Let the whole back body land and spread out wide, right away opening into Shavasana unless there's anything else that your body is asking for right now. You can always pause the video and play a little more and then come back when you're ready to rest. But now here, arriving into your Shavasana, let it be just like at the beginning of the practice, like you're dropping any layers of what you don't need, dropping what's stuck to you, dropping old information into the earth. Let your body here soak up all of the effects of your practice. You might start to feel like an inner glow as you stay and as you melt even more. So just really let yourself rest here. That's all you have to do.
Start to come back into your body. See if you can feel all the parts of yourself integrating. And then wake up your fingers and your toes with some little gentle movements. Take a breath in and find a long body stretch. Arms back beside the ears. Stretch forward through the tips of your toes. And then either come into fetal pose or you can just roll up to a seat. Whatever feels good for you today. Take your time getting there. If you're in fetal pose, let yourself melt for a moment. And then we'll all rise up and meet back in Sukhasana, an easy seat to end the practice. Feeling the pelvis and the knees settling. You can flip the palms to the sky, opening them wide, and then let your shoulders be soft, face soft, spine long. Let yourself here check in with anything that has opened up or shifted through this practice. Sometimes the opening comes in the physical body. Sometimes it comes in the mental space or the emotional space. And sometimes the opening isn't always like the comfortable kind of release that we might think of as opening. Sometimes it's really sticky and uncomfortable. But the end result is that we can be more spacious as we move into the rest of our day and more accepting and more loving. Draw your palms to meet in prayer at Heart Center. Take one last moment here, finding gratitude for your body and everything that it does for you. Take an inhale through your nose, lift your heart to your thumbs. And an exhale as you bow your chin to your chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have thoughts, please let me know in the comments below. I love to hear from you. You can also subscribe to my channel if you're not already down below, and you can join as a monthly donation member for $5 a month. This really helps to support me. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope you have a great day or night. I'll see you soon in the next class. Bye.